Same to you and to all our esteemed listeners out there.
Yes.
Happy New Month. Dayo, thank you so much for holding on. I'm getting better. I hope that by special grace of God, I'll be in the studio next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like it's not easy. I'm not in that, no.
We understand.
So, thank you so much. So if you're just joining us for the first time, I want to say thank you so much. This show, powered by Lagos State Government, will bring to you up with speed security situation in Lagos, in Nigeria, in diaspora, but we concentrate so much on Lagos because we want you to be safe. We want you to know that in Lagos, life is alive. Mm-hmm. And SECURITY247 is a citizen safety that is powered by Lagos State Government to make sure that you sleep with your eyes closed. Mm-hmm. As much as Lagos State Government is supporting the RROS, providing all kind of financial backup to the physical security, but we are here to educate you to make sure that when you see something, you say something, and you don't live in Lagos with fear, and you shy to say things. You shouldn't be afraid to say what you see in your community, and that's why we keep telling you that Lagos government is, and we are to make sure that we support Lagos State government in any form of things we do. Please, the best form of security is good neighborliness.
Yes,
be your brother's keeper, be your sister's keeper. You see something, you say something.
And we also let them know that security is a collective responsibility. We don't leave it on to one person.
That's right. So today, I've said it, and I'm going to continue to say it, that I keep focusing on child security because, like Dayo will always say, we are in a peculiar situation right now, and we need to educate our children, and we need to educate parents to able to help your children on issue of security. Last week, Thursday, was Children's Day all over the world, and whether you like it or not, the entire week up to this moment, we're still celebrating the children because they deserve to be celebrated. If there's anything I felt that I need to discuss today, is issue of peer pressure, how to handle peer pressure. So if you're a parent really listen to me and you think you are too busy, you think you don't have time for your kids might end up being taught out there. So it is important that you place your children or your kid in a higher pedestal in terms of security and safety. Yes. So that when they go out there and see anything or being taught anything different from what you as a father, as a mother have taught them, they will know that what this gentleman or gentlegirl is saying is wrong. So peer pressure is a phenomenon that everyone has to deal with, even adults. But the effect of peer pressure is more pronounced in children and who are still in their formative stage of development and are therefore more impressionable. I'll say this, and I'm going to say that originally, peer age mates, classmates, and friends, they will influence your kids, even without realizing it. Just by spending time with them, it is only human nature to listen to and learn from other people in one's age and group. Although such influence may be positive, most times peer influence each other in a negative way. For example, a kid in school might try to get your child to stay away from class with them. A kid in neighborhoods may want your son or your girl to shoplift with them. Some bad boys and bad girls might try to get your children or your kids to join in a secret cult, smoking, hard drugs, drinking, hard wine, getting involved in in runs, what they call runs people today, either boys or girls. So you might think your child that you have not trained is okay, but unfortunately, like we said, they are in a formative age, and with the influence of social media today, they see so much. They see most of their mates who are not trained, who are out there on social media, getting naked, saying all kind of things, throwing all kind of abuses to adults. Your kids might think it's normal. So it is you, as parents, for you to help them to know at this formative age that what they see on social media or what they see with other people, especially when it is negative, that is wrong. So your kid's ability to handle peer pressure goes a long way to determine their future. Dayo?
Yes.
I'm very sure that you and I, the way we handle, our parents help us to handle peer pressure, help us to form our life today. Am I right?
Of course. It did help us. It did help us. But with so much going on in the society now, I'm even thinking while you were talking, the peer pressure can be, said to be in two parts. There are some that are forced down on the children, and there are some that are subtly, quietly taken up by that child. Now, let me make this really clear. Talking about the subtle way of peer pressure, that's for a child who on his own probably want to belong to a particular group of friends or group of people in school or in class. Now, they are not forcing you to come and join them. They're not forcing that child to come and join them. But that child, because he or she wants to belong, will start doing things that those children are also doing. Probably they have this particular hairstyle, or they have this particular way they dress, or they have this particular way they talk, and then their gestures are mannerism. Now, because that particular child also wants to belong, have a sense of belonging to this group of people that he or she feels, they are the reigning ones in school, they are the in thing, that child on his own will put pressure on himself. Start dressing the way these people are dressing. Start talking the way they talk so that it can be acceptable into that group. So pressure from my own end is not just about the child or a particular child being forced to do some things by some group. That child can also put pressure on himself, doing things that could make that group accept him or her.
We are not going to treat this topic alone today. We might move it to next week to continue next week, because there's a lot the parents need to know about this, just like you enumerated right now.
Yes.
So we need to let our parents know that kids who give into peer pressure are more likely to indulge in social vices. And such kids are more likely to make mistakes along the way. On the other hand, Dayo,
yes,
and to our SC listeners, the kids that are able to handle peer pressure have greater chances of turning out to be a well-rounded individual. And as a result, we have better chance of succeeding in life.
Sure.
See, the good thing is, as parents, we can help our kids to handle peer pressure. But in order to do this effectively, we must understand, why do kids give into peer pressure? That's just what we're going to say now. Because whether you like it or not, there is a whole lot of children who are nice from home. The moment they enter secondary school, peer pressure enter, especially now that in university, 15-year-old, 16-year-old children who have never seen out, who have never been exposed to outing, is now exposed to adults, in the university. And whether you like it or not, if they are not be properly guided, if they have not be properly self-guided, these children are going to pick a whole lot in the university.
Because it's a new world, it's a new life for them. A lot of exposure coming in at the same time. But Richard, please let me quickly take traffic updates in just a few minutes. Or a traffic update.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, traffic.
Okay, I just want our listeners to know that before we take the traffic update, this is SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. So we'll be back.
All right. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It says busy traffic situation at Oyigbo, and this is due to the market activities taking place at the market. While from mainland hotel to Oyigbo roundabout is busy also. Now from Denti police station to Oyigbo roundabout, it is also a busy situation. Now let's move on to Relay Gomu access. Location of the road, location says side of the road on the main carriageway at Alagba in Ward Alaba. There is a minor incident there. It says a loaded 40-foot container with rear shaft and stored problem. Now, action taken is that we have officers doing the needful, ensuring that it is not affecting movement as of this time, and still on it with traffic situation looking good and calm. That means it is not affecting movement around where the location is. And finally, we're taking this from Richard Amuwa axis, and it says we're having it good from Otedala down to Berger. The slow movement from there to Fagbeams, and this is occasioned by the demarcation of the men of Julius Berger. The return journey from Fagbeams inward Otedala is looking good. Officials very much on ground doing the needful. Let's go back to SECURITY247. All right, welcome back to SECURITY247 on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, powered by Lagos State Government. And today we're looking at the topic of discussion, peer pressure, in collaboration with Child Security and Safety, and of course celebrating this with the last Children's Day that just took place on May 27. And on the phone, having this discussion with me this morning, is President of CCP, Richard Amuwa. Richard, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. Tayo, thank you so much for holding forth. Yes. Talking about how to handle kids' peer pressure. Yes. We need to say this. There's something you said which I need to enumerate right now, which is some children gives into peer pressure because they want to be liked. Yes. They want to fit in. Or they worry that other kids might make fun of them if they don't go along with the group. Others go along because they are curious, to try something new that others are doing. Yeah. You understand? The idea that everyone is doing it can influence some kids to leave their better judgment or their common sense behind. I think I can relate to this when my daughter started SS1, and she was just pretty 10, 9 to 10. And for me, I felt it was too young, but because of her brilliancy, and she started SS1 at 9 to 10, when she entered the secondary school, as much as I tried to guide her, because I've already developed a relationship with her, you could believe that all she was coming to tell me that she's saying was amazing, in the sense that a lot of parents who were too busy, who for example, at 9 and 10, even up to this moment that she's 12, we're not giving her a phone, that some of her friends at that age were coming to school with phones and full of internet, and at the break, some of the things they were calling some of them to come and watch with them. So when she came back home and she was telling me, I was like, wow. I went to the school, tried to talk to the school authority that this is what some of the children are doing. So my children was practically called out for speaking to her father. You could believe that my daughter just finished the SS1. We had to change our school because I felt that the influence of peer pressure in that school was much. So what am I trying to say here? Yes, what am I trying to say here? Let me quickly give some parents some things that they need to do. Number one, we need to start teaching our kids. I said, when I'm on radio, I use my life as an example. When my daughter was 2, my son was 3, that is when I started teaching them child security and child safety. There is a seasoned psychologist. He's called Professor Oni Fagbingbe. You can go and Google him. He's a man I follow over the year, and I read his book over the years. He observed that children are supposed to be trained, and in doing so, parents should lay a sound moral foundation for their children. Children do not follow what we say; they follow what we do. Besides, we must imbibe sound moral and value in our children. As parents, you should also teach your child the power of self-confidence. Remind your child about the importance of believing in oneself and having the courage to follow one's own personal belief and follows one's personal likes and dislike, even if that means not always following the majority of others or what majorities are doing. That is what I taught my children. I sat them down, I taught them what it means, what family values of Amuwa stands for, what it means, to have self-esteem. So when my children wake up in the morning, they look at the mirror, and my daughter will say, "I'm beautiful, I'm bold, I'm intelligent." My sons look at the mirror and say, "I'm handsome, I'm intelligent, no matter what." You see, over time, she is 12 today and the boy is 14. And nobody can influence them because they have already been taught. So the parents listen to us today. We cannot be too busy. We cannot be too busy. We know that things are tough. Yeah. But let's not forget that the children need to be helped, especially with this ridiculous time that we're in. Dayo.
Yes, you have said it. We can't we have to place our priorities right, despite the fact of the situation going on in the country. We're trying to make ends meet for the sake of these children, but we can't leave them unguarded. Like you said, we can't leave them unguarded. We can't leave them on their own. Some children are easily persuaded or swayed by the things they see. They are easily swayed. So if they are not taught to be determinants from home, they can easily fall for the easy things they see out there. Like you said, it also in some schools, they have rules that children or students shouldn't come to school with phone. But then we still have some who break the rules and come to school with phone. But then we have some schools who also allow it that you can come to school with phone, but you can't hold it, you can't do anything with it during the lecture time, maybe during the break, you can. And this is a way of distraction for some of the students, a major distraction. When lecture is going on, you see them pressing the phone, you see them checking things, and like you do say, internet does not know who is handling the phone. Notifications of some things will come up. Will come up on that phone, will pop up on that phone, and children are quite inquisitive. Like we do say, they will check, they will open up checklists if left unguarded. We have just about 7 minutes. Maybe we should open up the phone lines for our listener to join us this morning. You can join our conversation, relaying how well you have put these principles in place and ensuring that your children are not easily persuaded when it comes to the negativity going on in society. Now the number is 081-5387-7127, 081-5387-7127 is the number for you to join our conversation directly right here in the studio. Or you want to drop a message, you can drop it on 0809-912077. As we have the conversation this morning, the topic of discussion is peer pressure, and we're looking at this in celebration of the Children's Day and how well we can enforce, not just enforce, but we can inform our children. We can have this discussion with our children not to fall for peer pressure, especially with what is going on in the society right now. They need a major guardian from parents, from guardians, from counselors, from school, from church, from everyone around, because they are the future that we're looking up to, and we really don't want societal vices to corrupt them in any way. Richard.
Thank you so much. In case you just tuned in, don't forget that this program is powered by Lagos State Government, and the essence is to educate you, to help you, and to make sure that Lagos is safe, and to make sure that our kids are safe. So I just spoke about teach your kids. And if there's anything you must start teaching your children right now is to understand that what they see on social media is facade. It's not real. It is very important for children to know that. So they cannot emulate what they see on social media. It's very, very important. Like I said, Dayo, for 1, 2, 3 weeks, if God's willing, we're going to treat this and we're going to take it home to every parent out there who think they are too busy to teach their children, that if they don't teach their children, these children will be taught outside. Another one I want to quickly mention is we must monitor the company our children are keeping. That's why today you see a whole lot of pastors' children, a lot of imam children. They're at home, they behave very well, but by the time they get out to the school or outside, they behave like another person because of the company they keep.
Yes.
You see, you that have trained your own kids very well, and the parents that are not trained their kids at all, and your kids and those children, they met in school. Now, there's a conflict because you have trained your own child, and those people have not trained their own child. They are going to influence your own children. So there's need for you to monitor the company your children keeps. This is to able to help your kids to handle peer pressure. It is imperative that as parents, we must pay close attention to our children. By paying close attention to our children, we will be able to know the type of company they keep.
Okay.
So the important of close observation of kids by parents is this: the company will determine what your children are becoming.
Yeah.
The parents should regulate the company their children keeps. Unfortunately, Dayo, and to my listeners, these days, because of economic factor, parents are no longer taking adequate, are no longer taking care of their children.
And some believe that providing, just dropping money, providing their needs is we have a message here from Olu Aluku, and he said, "Good morning, dear LTR family. Thank God Lagos State Government has now become a partner to this program. The parents have so much to do on peer pressure and security. Even if you as a parent have made mistakes in life, teach your kids and live right from what you have learned from your errors. Home and family values impact the society." Olu Aluku sent us in. Thank you so much, Mr. Olu, for the message. Did you hear it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard that. Thank you, Olu. So, in order to effectively monitor the company our kids keeps, we as parents should encourage our children to invite our friends home.
Their friends.
Let them invite their friends over. You see, Dayo, time cannot permit us to exhaust our point today.
Yeah,
but we are going to start next week.
We have just 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes. So let me know this point up. If you can get to know your children's
friends.
It's very important. Yes. Get some idea of their values, their beliefs, and their conviction. You can get to know another family by picking their kids when they are invited to your house or offering to take them home. You see, the truth of the matter here is, Dayo, honestly, there's a whole lot we're going to discuss next week. Yes. We have been able to talk about teach your kids and monitor the company your kids keeps. Next week, we're going to talk about being observant. Don't relinquish your right to influence and even control your kids' relationship. We're going to talk about boost and self-confidence on your children. There are so many points we're going to educate our parents on. But let me stop here because of time.
Yes,
to every one of you who have listened today, I want to say thank you so much. My name is Richard Amuwa. I am the CEO of SECURITY247 on Traffic Radio. I'm a security consultant and a child advocate. We will try